Hi guys, thanks for joining me. So today what I'm going to talk about is personal symbols. So today's video is about my mohawk. So as you can see, I have my mohawk and I'll give you a little bit of a story about that. It's not the best one I've had, but it's good enough. So uh, how I came about having a mohawk was the first time I had one was last year. So because of the treatment I was on, my hair was going to fall off. So I started to experiment with different hairstyles. I thought, if I'm going to lose the hair anyway, why don't I just, play around with it? So I started going shorter, shorter, shorter. And then one day I decided to have a mohawk. And before I was going to shave it all off. So I was, I was very hesitant to have really short hair and how I'm going to feel being out in public, etc. So in other words, what people are going to think. So I remember thinking, no, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to do it for myself and just do it. I remember doing it and going to a shopping center, a busy shopping center, and feeling paranoid and anxious. But the response was like, I thought that people were going to stare at me or, look at me funny, but nothing. I went for a walk that morning before the shopping center. And the walk that I do every day, but I actually got more smiles and more, just the more positive vibes from people than I do on a normal, when I have my usual hair. And I thought, whoa, this is not what I expected. I expected a weird kind of responses, but this is a positive response. This is yeah, definitely not what I expected. And as the days went by, I just got amazing responses from strangers. I've had like old ladies coming up to me and saying, oh, you're inspiring me to get a haircut like you. I've had, I went to the shops that I usually go for example, a takeaway food, and the guy's usually like, not very friendly, not in the best of mood. And then he saw me and then he's like, oh, I love your hair. And he got all chatty, smiley, and really, I've never seen this guy with a smile. I've been going there for a while. And I'm just like, what is going on with this mohawk? I am getting like the best responses of people. If anything, it's cheering people up and they're smiling. And usually, I remember having a bad experience with receptionists that I usually go at the hospital, and they're always like, these certain individuals are always like, really bad customer service, no smile, grumpy. I remember rocking up with my mohawk, and three of them that were usually there, they were around the computer. They look up at me, and it was like a 180-degree turn. They're like smiling, friendly, and it was shocking because these ladies are usually, they're just not very, they're not nice at all. Okay, so to get that response from these, I'm like, the only thing that's changed is my hairstyle. Anyway, I can't explain it. So there's a number of like amazing things responses started to happen after I had my haircut, this mohawk last year. But the best of all was when I was in hospital and I was having the treatment. This old lady, um, obviously quite vulnerable, came up to me slowly, and she was quite sick, and she said to me, I've been seeing you here for a few weeks and been wanting to talk to you. You've really inspired me to have a mohawk. And her hair, probably 90% of her hair had fallen out at that stage. I was so touched. I was so touched. And I remember saying to her, do it. You still have some hair left. Do it. And she was just so motivated and inspired. And that was probably one of the biggest highlights of my life, of, having an impact on somebody that is going through the probably one of the worst things people can go through. And at the moment, be inspired and motivated and uplifted in some ways. So a mohawk since that time has always been really special for me. So it started off as a personal challenge, to overcome my my anxiety and the word for it, just nervousness about how the world's going to react around me, judgments and what other people's going to think, and then going, no, I'm going to do this for myself, and taking it as a personal challenge for myself. It turned out to be so much bigger than me. It was having such a positive impact on other people, making them happy, lifting their day up, but also people that were just going through the worst of time, to make them feel better. It was the most amazing thing for me, and I never expected it. So mohawk is always going to be special for me. So I decided that I want to have the mohawk back just for the fun of it. I'm still going through tough time, and it's just always something that motivates me. And then it's just a bonus that it motivates other people as well. And it's just like the least maintenance. It's the least maintenance. I don't have to brush the hair. I don't have to wash it every day. It is just and it's a really good airflow. It just feels. I just wish I had shaved my head sooner. It just feels so good. And I've got a bit of dry skin, and it helps with that as well. So there's so many positives to it. But had it not been the worst time of my life, I would never have experimented to having a mohawk. I would never have dared or been so brave to try things. So there's always blessings in the worst of circumstances. So mohawk is one of the best things that came out last year of the worst time. It still is tough, but I'm here, and feeling good, and I'm really grateful for that. So getting back to the message of this video, personal symbol. So mohawk became a personal symbol for me of strength, courage, a motivation, and also an inspiration, not just for myself, but what an impact I could have on other people. So a really positive symbol. And traditionally, a mohawk has been, something that's people have had this for many, going back ancient times. So the American Indians, the Native Indians had mohawk. So it's associated with a warrior mentality or tribe. So I've had to go through. I've had to be a sort of like a warrior in life with everything that I've gone through and still going through. So me, it's associated with being a warrior, being resilient, being tough mentally, but also in history, a mohawk has its symbol for that as well, for strength, resilience, and so on. So haircut is one thing, and I've also had stories of people telling me that after a divorce they decided to shave off the whole hair, and they felt liberated. So there's something quite special about mohawk or shaving your head, and it is something that's personal and individual. So I felt quite liberated as well. It's literally like a weight off, right? It's a weight off. Shaving the head also has, in history and in different cultures, significance of for different things. It can be used for different meaning. So I haven't done a research on that, but there's research. There are different reasons different cultures shave their heads for different symbols. Anyway, so shaving the head, mohawk, liberation, feeling good, feeling free. It's also associated for me personally as well for freedom. I feel a lot freer. Just confidence. For me, it gave me more confidence to do things that I usually wouldn't do, and to do things that I didn't think would go so wouldn't go so well, to challenge myself, to expect the unexpected, because that's what happened to me when I first had it. So yeah, so I can keep going on about the mohawk, but I think you get the message. So it doesn't have to be a haircut or a shaved head to have a personal symbol for you. It can be a tattoo. So I don't know if you can read it. So I have a tattoo of the word believe. And I got this after a really bad breakup a long time ago. And I always wanted a tattoo. And I, I was like, why not now? Now is the time. So I had this very long time ago. And the craziest thing is it says believe. And although this tattoo I had many years ago, I feel like with what I've gone through in life, in terms of how tough it's been, it's like this is more relevant than any other word. Believe, meaning to believe in myself first. Believe in yourself. Yes, we need to have faith in the higher power. But what I found out through my tough life experiences, first, you got to have faith in yourself before you have faith in anything else. So believe. So for believe, for me, stands for believing in myself. And then it's believing in the higher power, that God or whatever it is that you believe in. There's something there, to trust it, to have faith that everything's going to work out for the best. So tattoos are really good for personal symbols, and a lot of us get tattoos for that. So as powerful reminders right in front of you. So for me, I see it all the time. It's a powerful reminder. So it can be a tattoo, it can be a haircut, it can be any number of things that's personal to you. The meaning, what you get, or what form it takes, it's up to you. Whatever makes you feel the most powerful, whatever is going to give you the most powerful reminders, because we forget, we get busy, and it's so easy. Even having a tattoo in my hand, I don't hardly ever look at it, and I forget. So it's whatever it is that we're gonna see, and having a mohawk, you look at yourself in the mirror, it's there, it's powerful, it's visual. Okay, so anything that's going to stand out for you and remind you, to be strong, remind you to be whatever it is that's relevant to you, remind you to be in the present moment, remind you to let go or surrender when you need to, remind you to be tough and have strength, remind you to have faith, trust. So it could be anything that's relevant to you. So anyway, so that's my topic of symbols to use, personal symbols to use to help you in right now and throughout life. So thanks for listening. If you have any comments, do leave comments around the video or anything else you'd like to see. Thank you again for supporting me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.